Now I feel if you've clicked on this video, you're not so much interested in the differences between the Benelli and the Benelli clone, but you're more interested in the similarities. Like, can it stack up? So we'll lightly brush across the differences, but then we'll get into similarities. So obviously, your first differences is the markings. You're missing like Italy, Benelli, the proof markings. You just don't have that on the Benelli clone. And then you got the big old Charles, what is it, defense? Chiappa defense? I thought this was a Charles Daly. Oh, Chiappa Firearms. So, your Chiappa symbol right there. And obviously you don't have the Benelli marks. Now when it comes to quality, yes, there are some differences. Don't get me wrong, this shotgun costs 4 times more. Now, I do believe this is overpriced. It should only be 3 times more, but whatever. So on the Benelli, your sights are steel. Your rail right here, that's of metal. I don't know if that's aluminum or steel. I didn't throw a magnet on there. Front sight, metal. On the Chiappa, plastic sight, plastic rail, plastic sight. Also the Benelli, you get a glow-in-the-dark paint on your sights because that's their version of a night sight, which should be tritium, especially at that price point, but it's not. On the Chiappa, you do not get those. This whole unit right here is plastic. This is not an aluminum housing. Up front, they do have metal ears, but it's just some sort of bent sheet metal. It's not a machined piece like on the Benelli. And obviously on the Benelli, this is all a metal unit. That's all metal. That's all metal. Then there's a slight difference in the functionality. So with the Benelli, if I fire it, put it on safety, I can move the charging handle. The Chiappa, fire it, put it on safety, the charging handle will not move to the rear. So that's one difference, but like the actual functionality of the controls besides this one difference is exactly the same. One of the things that drew me to the Benelli is if you have a round in the chamber and you press this button, it doesn't cause a malfunction like it does on, say, a Mossberg. 1 second, let me grab some dummy rounds. I need to test something. Yeah, it does not cause a malfunction. It only allows 1 round inside the lifter, which is what drew me to the Benelli over, like, say, an FN or a Beretta. I don't know for sure about FN, but Beretta, if you press this button, it'll cause a double feed, which will hang up your lifter, and then you have to clear a malfunction. I do have to say, though, the Chiappa is a whole lot easier to load. Like, I can do twin loads on the Chiappa. I cannot do them on the Benelli. For some reason, the Benelli, the actual, like, round catcher, or whatever the hell that thing is called, it's got a huge hang-up. So, unless I'm going forward with a bunch of momentum, I can't get past it. Like, if I just push up next to it, I practically need a wooden dowel and a rubber mallet to get it past. So you gotta go in with momentum, and it makes twin loads, like, virtually impossible to do. Now, one of the similarities that really matter, the Chiappa does have a dual piston system just like the Benelli. I'll roll in some photos of that. I honestly thought they were going to save a bunch of money by doing some sort of like blowback system, some sort of cheaper system, because the piston system is a little bit expensive. But they did put it in the Chiappa, which is awesome. They also went with the chrome line bore. I'll roll in some pictures of that. And a chrome line bolt, which that's really cool too. Now it doesn't have the same quality of chrome line bolt. For example, on the Benelli, it's a polished chrome, which is going to be better for reliability because particles, carbon, stuff like that it'll be a lot harder for that shit to stick to the bolt when it's been polished because it's slippery. Things slide off of it. The Chiappa, they did not go and polish it. This is still just a rough chrome. Yeah, you could definitely polish it yourself, and I recommend that because that will help with your reliability. Overall, the weight's pretty close. They're almost the exact same weight, but I don't know what it is factory because obviously I got this tube on there, which I still need to color match to the barrel, and I got the heat shield on there, so that's going to screw the weight all up. The end cap on the Benelli, this is a two-piece. This is a totally separate piece from the outside cap. The Chiappa, this is just one piece. Both shotguns do take a choke. The Benelli, all the little marks, like see on the rear sight how it's hashed out, it's like that also on the front on the Benelli. You do not get that on the Chiappa. With the Chiappa, your factory Benelli, it's just got one piece on there that's super easy to convert to your full length tube. You just spin it off and then put the new one on. The Chiappa, you don't have that option. It's some sort of crimping. So you're going to have to replace this entire tube. Now the actual part sizes and stuff look pretty similar, so I'm assuming this will take Benelli parts and you can just put a Benelli tube on there. The actual plastics, the Chiappa is a much lighter plastic. It's definitely not as dense as the Benelli. Obviously, it's going to be a cheaper plastic. I do believe, though, that all your modifications to the Benelli should fit on the Charles Daly, because this is like a one-to-one replica. It's very close. Aside from the pieces being cheaper, obviously, it looks damn near the same. Barrel lengths are the same. Choke, sights, the tube, the thread pattern. Here, I'll even swap end caps. This is the Benelli end cap going on the Chiappa. This is the Chiappa end cap going on the Benelli. Barrels identical. Pop that off there real quick. Shit, my sling ain't gonna let me. But before I had the sling on, which I wish I would have filmed that, you can definitely swap barrels back and forth. Yeah, notice how the bolt isn't polished. Piston system is also chrome lined, like how you'd like to see it. Again, like I said, it does have the dual piston system, just like the Benelli. Bore and barrel is also chrome lined. Now they did polish the choke. Did they do that on the Benelli? No, the Benelli doesn't have a chrome choke. So the Chiappa actually has a better choke than the Benelli comes with factory. But yeah, the plastic's definitely lighter, cheaper. Like, you can just feel the difference. It's not as dense. Same spring system like in the Benelli. which is, oh, there we go. Exact same. You should definitely be able to swap out stocks. The takedown is even the same. It's just got the single pin push. Charging handle comes out just the same. So what am I digging at here? Let me put this back together and we'll recap. What I'm getting at here is all the important stuff is present. Chrome line barrel, chrome line bolt, piston system. Yes, it does have plastic sights, plastic rail. This can obviously be changed out. The pattern is the exact same as the Benelli. So you'd be able to put a Benelli rail on there. The sights do suck. But again, all the important stuff that makes the Benelli awesome is present on this firearm. Now, I don't have the funding to where I can just torture test both of them and see if they hold up together. I believe functionality they would. Your furniture would probably take a big old crap on the Chiappa. Same with your sighting system, but as far as like the actual functionality, it would hold up. So what I'm getting at here is if you want a Benelli, like you truly, truly want a Benelli, but you just can't feasibly spend, I think currently they're like $2,200, $2,000 on a shotgun, I strongly recommend this. Just change out some of the crappy parts, throw on new sights, throw on a new rail, maybe a new handguard if that's what you want to do. Maybe a new trigger pack. But yeah, that would put you probably into the $1,000 mark. Maybe keep the old trigger pack. And obviously this has a plastic trigger, the Benelli has a steel trigger. But everything mechanically that needs to be there for the reliability of the shotgun is present on this. As long as they didn't screw something up like a wrong chamber size or something like that, I feel confidently this would run neck and neck. Again, obviously the sights and the furniture would take a big old fat poopy, but the rest of the shotgun would run just fine. So if you want the Benelli, like the look, you could always just slap a sticker or something on there, and most people, from this far away, I would not be able to tell the difference between the Benelli and the Chiappa. Now once I get up to here, well, my eyes kind of suck, but once I get right here, oh yeah, it's pretty obvious which one's the Benelli. But you put that away like even 5 feet, if this tube didn't have this type of extension, like if it had the full-length tube and the other Benelli had the full-length tube, I couldn't tell you which one was which. That's how identical they are. So you could totally put like some sort of morale sticker right there to cover up this nasty laser etching, or have something else etched in there. Oh, the finish on this is also noticeably inferior, so you're not going to have the finish durability you will off the Benelli. But you could buy that, and it will give you exactly what you need. It should be just as reliable as the Benelli. Obviously, you're going to want to polish like the bolt, but other than that, like, they hit on everything that matters. Yes, everything that doesn't matter kind of went into the passenger seat and then ultimately fell out of the car and got left behind. But the things that matter, the piston system, the chrome lining, that is all present. So, would this be just as reliable? Probably not just as reliable, because again, you know, plastic trigger, non-polished bolt, but it would be damn near close. It would definitely be worth a fourth of the cost of the Benelli. I would most definitely throw my money at this particular shotgun if I couldn't afford the Benelli, but I wanted the Benelli look. All you have to do is change out this tube. That's it. And then you have your full-on tactical, end-of-the-world shotgun for like, what, $500, $600, what they come in at? Super affordable. But anyway, thank you for watching. I'm hoping I answered the questions you'd be looking for. If you have a bunch of questions, I'll wind up doing a part 2 video or something like that where I go in a little bit more deeply, but I just wanted to broad stroke it. You know, 50,000 foot view. Will this give me what the Benelli gives me? because I believe that's what most people would be interested in if they clicked on this video. Will the knockoff be just as good as the real deal? Just as good? Probably not. Acceptably as good? Oh, most definitely. But anyway, thank you for watching. Like the support channel, got my Patreon right there. Also have affiliate links in the description down below. Just by clicking on those links, even if you don't purchase what the links are for, just click on them and do the Amazon shopping you're going to do anyway, and a little kickback for it because you came there off my channel. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. Why do you gotta be such a heartless little brat?
If I am such a brat, then why don't you spank me right now, Daddy, and show me what a bad girl I have been and teach me a lesson.
Okay, I might have been overreacting a little bit, Lacey. I love you. I'm never gonna trade you in.
I love you too.
It's not the action I wanted, but it's the action I can get.